What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Back from Miami. Got my 2 new batteries in. I'm going to connect up. And I just had my lug in my hand. What did I do with the lug? Over here. Oh, here it is. So I don't know if you've ever seen these guys. Have you seen a lug that doesn't enter in from the bottom? I know it's dark. My lights are off because I'm working on adding to my solar, and this shop is 100% on solar. So I just wanted to share a couple of things. And you know, I want to talk about how people really exaggerate. You know, it's like they make their videos and they're like so perfect. They must have like Steven Spielberg working for them or something. I don't know. They never make a mistake. It's kind of silly. Where I'm an electrician and I make more mistakes than anybody. Because really, until you know what you're doing with solar, it's just a hobby, right? It starts off, you're a hobbyist. And then from a hobbyist, you become an enthusiast, right? And then you get like everything from Amazon. Now this lug says it's rated for 1 aught. And this is 1 aught. This is 1 aught welding cable, also referred to battery cable, to welding cable. But there is no way, oh maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, that is just at the 1 aught. Good grief. Oh, that's going to be tight. Oh, no, I want every strand in there. Every strand in. I can't have that. Now, I'm doing it like this, guys, because I'm honest. I don't have any more lugs. I'm out of my 2 aught lugs. 1 aught lugs. So I'm down to mechanical lug. It's my last cable I need to make, and I don't have the lugs. But yet I have so many. Look how that's just barely going in. You know, it's just barely going in. I don't know, man. You know, that's as best as it's going to get. That's an awful lot sticking out. That's an awful lot sticking out. Boy, that's on there strong, though. What do you think? You think that would pass? Now, I know it won't pass a lot of you guys because you guys are like perfect. A lot of you do things unbelievably perfect. But this is a 1 aught lug, and I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to muscle it down, and then I'm going to trim it and do a little heat shrink on it. Will it work with this one? I don't know if it will or not. Now, this is my big... Wow, look, it's been broken. Well, it is an impact. There's a Klein screwdriver. And look, it's broken. My kids must have broke this. Holy mackerel, what was they beating on with this? Look at that, man. I mean, and this is an impact screwdriver. Well, when you have 2 adult sons that are in your trade, part of the electrician family. All right, so, and I love using these long-handled screwdrivers. I love it. I get comments, is that a long enough screwdriver? Hell no. You know, you learned with a screwdriver like this to be able to quickly, you know, put it in and just use it. Look at the leverage I'm going to get. I'm going to get so much leverage, I have to get a tool to hold this. I mean, I can torque I can torque the crap out of it with these screwdrivers. Look, here's my Phillips. I love these long Klein screwdrivers. I love Klein tools. I'm an old school electrician, so Klein. But, and when I used to wear a tool vest, when I was out in the field, I'd wear a tool vest, and these things would stay on all day. Whoo, boom, I'd be up on a lift or wherever I'm at. The small guys, they fall out. Something like this size, you turn if it's on the ground. That's just my opinion, though. All right, what am I got to do? I got to find a way to hold this. Let's see. Let's go with another pair of Klein tools. So, look, I'm going live. This is the second time I've ever gone live, okay? So, it's different than TikTok live because it seems like this records and then you could watch it at any other time, so which is fine. Hi, I'm Garrett. I'm an electrician. Welcome to the electrician family. Am I perfect? No, not by any means. Is this perfect? No, not by any means. Is this for a customer? No, not by any means. Would I do work like this if you were to pay us to go out and do your solar? No. Do we do solar commercial? No. This is a hobby turned into enthusiast, and then I'm becoming proficient at it. And I'm really liking it. I've got multiple EVs, and I'm able to charge now with my 2 inverters and charge my EVs, and I'm absolutely loving it. So, this card is rated for 1,000 pounds. These are 100 pounds each. I just got these 2 ones in today, and I need to make 1 more cable to go from this terminal to this terminal, and I have no more lugs. So, I'm going to use what I have laying around the shop. So what was I doing? Oh, we were going to look at these other Klein tools. I love Klein. Klein, you got to sponsor us. Electrician family. Not endorsed, sponsored by anybody, okay, guys? Not at all. We do get a couple of bucks a month for when you guys watch, but as you can see how weak my channel is, that's not that much. But anyway, I like these. These are new. I like these. Have you seen these new ones? There's a different type that's like, I don't like them. I thought that's what these were, that's why I brought them out. No, I really like these. This is a multi-tool. This is a great tool. You can get this at Lowe's, I guess. You can get it on Amazon, eBay. It's a wire stripper. It's a fish tape puller. It's a stake-on crimping tool. It's just great. It acts as a side, cutter, lineman. It's great multi-tool. But I like this guy. I did not expect it. I thought this was the other one. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Wow, that's kind of cool. Look how it's on a flat right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's not just a round spindle. That's kind of cool. It makes it real easy to slide. This must be my son's. Chris must have got this. Or Ken got this. And I might have taken it accidentally because it's in the shop now. They probably don't know where it is. This is the first time I've seen it. Again, Klein channel locks. With a long Klein screwdriver, I could muscle this down. Hoorah! I don't want to break this though. It's just aluminum. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is a great connection. Now, I got a couple of little strands right there. They're sacrificial lambs. Sacrificial lambs because this wire is a little oversized anyway. I could be getting away with 2 gauge, and this is 1/0. This is 1/0. And let's do a little bit of a heat shrink here. Grab this. I don't know who was calling me, but someone was calling me. Okay. You know what? You're a dum-dum. You are a dum-dum. I put this on backwards. It's all I have. I'm going to have to go like this. I wanted it to go like this. That'll fit on there. You're a dum-dum. Put it on backwards. Well, that's what I wanted to show you. Show you what I was doing. Got to go get some lugs. I don't know if this is going to work, but thank you so much for stopping by. It's okay. You can make fun of me, make fun of my work. But I put that on backwards. Damn, that's so in there. Look at that. Look how in there that was. That looks like a copper battery terminal now. Yeah, boy. Okay, so here, and now I want to go this way. See if I can get it back in. Can you get it back in without any more sacrificial lambs? Let's try and really taper this thing. Okay, it's going to go like that, so it's got to go in this side. Can you do it? Can you do it? Ooh. I see a couple of them. Come on, baby. No. You know, and this terminal is rated exactly for this wire. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's find some other terminals. Let's see what we got in the old terminal box. I had it in there too. I think it was pretty good. There was a couple of little stray guys in there, but see, that's why I really like this battery though. I really like this eco-worthy battery because look, I could put this monster on there. No problem. But when you get to these cheaper, well, this is the cheapest battery. I mean, you talk about cheap. But really, guys, what's the difference between batteries? You tell me. I'm an electrician. You tell me what this 100 amp hour battery is lacking. What's another 100 amp battery, 100 amp hour battery have? Okay, so it doesn't have cattle batteries in it. But what else? I mean, is it because the cycle, what is it? I don't get it. So $750 delivered. Off-grid solar. Shout out to Off-Grid Solar. And I was able to pay them through my Amazon account. So I got, well, I don't know if I got the same protection, but I didn't know them. I didn't have an account with them. And it said, hey, do you want to do like a Google Pay, Amazon Pay? I was like, I'll do Amazon Pay. And a week later, here it is. Now, see this lug is much bigger, obviously. So this is up to 250. 250 to a number 6. So this is rated for number 6 to 250. So we will have no stragglers here at all. And this looks like a 3/8 inch Allen head. So let me get that Allen head. Let's do that. You know what? Is this the screw? Is that going to be enough? Oh, that ain't enough. That's too thick. That's too thick, man. I know I already made that screw longer. Let me see if I have a longer screw. What size do you think this is, guys? Is that 10? 8? What do you think that is? Is that a 10? Is that an 8? That's a white. You never throw away your TV mount. The hardware you get when you mount the TV, don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Okay, I think I got it. This is an M8. So I'm going to switch it to a 1 inch. which is 20 millimeter. So this is an M8. Nice to have screws like this, right? When you go to Home Depot, just buy a couple of them so you have them. But I don't have the lugs. Why don't you have the lugs then, Garrett? Because I just don't have them. Look at all the lugs I got. I got every different type of lug. I got all kinds of crimp lugs. I'm just out of... I got big bugs. I've got insulated bugs. Let's see what else we got. Let's get a washer for this. Here we go. All right. So this definitely is not going to be a number 10. This is going to be a 12, I bet you. Yeah, what is this? 13. 13 millimeter. 13 millimeter. Put this on so I can cut it and see how much I'm going to need. But again, if I didn't have this nice big terminal, I'd be on my way to Home Depot right now because I wouldn't have a way to do this. So, like these cheaper, look at these terminals. Look how thin that is. Look how thin that is. So, I like these type of terminals. So, I'm going to go right about there. Here's my shear. I'll show you another nice Klein tool. This is the right way to crimp, but I don't have the crimps. Give myself a little bit. This is a nice tool here. This one hand, look at this. Nice, right? This is Klein tool. This is a shear. Always use eye protection. These are actually safety glasses. That's why they're broken. Ooh. You know, I'm just looking at, maybe I have some pre-made ones. Ooh. What's this? Nope. Look, I cut that for nothing. See? Another one right here. Cut that right off. All right, what am I doing now? Well, let me use this screwdriver just to get this thing started. I gotta go get my Allens, right? Now I gotta find a lug for this, though. So this is rated 2/0. Okay. I'm gonna use this one. And you can see how thin it is, so it'll fit right over it. And that screw I've already replaced. I knew, because when I put this big lug on, I bought new screws. I knew I was going to have to do this, but I just really thought I had more lugs. I don't have. This is torqued, right? Yep. Okay. Can I get it on without loosening it up? I have to because it's in place. All right, there we go. All right. Let me get my Allen set here. So this will give me a total of 30 kilowatts of battery. What's this size? Any guess? 3/16. I tell you, you guys that are outside the States, you must be like, 3/16. What the fuck is 3/16? Excuse my language. Now this is a 2-aught terminal, and it's still, don't give me any, look how clean that is, guys. That's clean, that should go right in there. Looks like there's some no locks or something. There could be. Yep, there was. Anyway, how's your guys doing? How's your weather? Here, I'm in New Jersey right here. And it is rainy, rainy, rainy. Oh, that's nice. That's a beautiful thing right there. And you know, with this welding cable, that'll push right out of the way. Another Amazon. Klein tool. Again, I really like these. We already talked about that, but I didn't realize that they were here. I thought these were something different. Oh, yeah. You guy, are you going to torque? Yeah, there's your torque. I torqued the freaking thing right in it. There's your torque. Just kidding. I always torque. See, I can almost comb that. That is so finely stranded that I can comb that. Right? Well, I mean, I can nip it with a pair of nips, but why would I want to do that? Let's see if it goes on. By the way, all the batteries are off. I'm not working on anything live. Everything is off. What you're hearing in the background is just the inverter running. Okay, so this is a size 12 or 10. Let's take this one out. Yeah, and I made the screw longer. I already did that. Here's a washer. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I need that washer there. I'm not going to use that washer. But am I going to be able to get on there? Would I be able to get on there? Oh yeah. I'm on there like Flint. Will it work? I don't even know if it'll go in and work. Will it work? Now, look, I did the same thing here, right, guys? Look, so I have to cut it. I kind of feathered it there, too. Let me get my dice. Let me trim these a little bit. All from not having lugs, which I ordered and will be coming in. I could easily crimp on lugs. Yeah, this one's excessive. But this is the one I just made. So has anybody else used these EcoFlows, EcoWorthies batteries? I like them. Obviously, I bought 3 of them, so I've had this first one now for about a month. Okay. Let's cut this one. So these are almost going to have to be like perfect to get them to go together. Ooh. Ooh. That's really close. Can you get it in there? Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah, she's right through. Ooh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. There's still, ooh, stragglers here. Completely closed for me, otherwise it's not going to work. Oh yeah, oh yeah, Kool-Aid. There's a battery BMS cable. Let's see if we can get it to go in and grip. Oh yeah. I'm going to make a new one of these anyway. I put the wrong one on here. Where's the other one? Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to put my heat shrink on. Let's see here. Let's get these guys. 3/8. 3/8. Oh yeah. Rain, rain, go away. Come again some other day. So yeah, as you can see, because I have these other batteries, the terminals are reversed on them. So I'm running into this extra work, and I didn't have the lugs with me. So I have mechanical lugs. And before I cover that up, let's make sure put this guy on. Put you on. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I'll fix that. All right. Now I need a razor knife. Now, when I strip this wire, I go around it lightly, because this is like very, very soft jacketed cable. Now, I won't continue going too deep, but I'll make a score all the way around it, and then what I'll do is I'll look for where I can see the copper when I flex it. This is tougher. I think my blade is dying. See, I'll squeeze it and then I'll just kind of push in to get the remaining, because these strands are so fine that you can easily damage them in stripping it off. Now, this is taking me excessively a long time, but it happens. Okay. You see a little there. I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. Now, what I want to do is, as I'm pulling this off, I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist, because it's twisted inside. Keep it as straight as I can. I'm going to remove completely the lug so I can see the nut, or the screw, I'm sorry, for the lug. So I can see it go in. And that just kind of dropped and fell right into place. That was nice. See, that's the way life is, right? Gave me a hard time stripping it back, but then it made it easy just dropping it in. Right, it's like a golf game. A crappy shot, then you have a good shot. You ready to quit the game? Now, I could easily muscle this down and just break it, okay? So I got to be really careful on this cheap battery to make sure that I don't break it. But I gotta make sure it's tight. And that's tight. That's got my name on it. Alright, we're gonna put this shrink wrap right to there. We're gonna put this shrink wrap right to there. We're gonna move that wire out of the way. And then we're gonna put a little bit of flame to it. A little bit of a flame. Where's the flame? There's the flame. It's right there. That shrink right down. That's good. Okay, and now we're ready to turn this thing on. All right. We're ready to turn this thing on. So let me plug in the input, okay, output, and then the output, and we've got 1, 2, 3. So they should be easily able to be turned on. Now I know they're all a little bit out of balance, but these aren't fully charged, these aren't fully charged. So I'm going to just turn it on and see what I'm reading. So let's start with 1. Power. Okay, two bars, good. Okay, we're good. So now I'm going to turn on my inverter. And this battery here. Okay. We don't have much solar because of the rain. This card is rated at 1,000 pounds. So, I'm going to make a little box for this, like this box. Let me, let's see, am I good here? So I'm charging. We're charging. The bottom one's not charging. Oh, it is charging. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Menu. 52.72 volts. That's good. Input current saying it's 27. Let's take a look. Let's do a little testing to clean this up. This is Thomas and Betts. This is the bomb right here. I've had this for, good grief, 30 years. You could use that, or I recommend you guys get this. If you're like me, you're just doing it, onesie twosies, you certainly can get this. I used to do crimping as I'm an electrical contractor my whole career, and you can make fun of me, you can judge my work. Go ahead, it's okay. But make sure you put it in a comment. And you know what? I don't mind you bashing me. You can bash me all you want, but it's funny. It seems like the guys who really bash, certainly me, they don't have any following. You ever notice that? They have there's like, you click on their profile, you're like, wow, why is this guy saying such bad things? And it's like zero followers, 0 friends, or 9 friends. When I bash you, I put my name on it. You see right away who it is coming from. All right, we're going to see. Let's clean up real quick. I'm going to get my meter out. And where's my clamp on meter? Right here. I'll use this Tessman meter. Now, one thing is concerning me. Why isn't there any output into the shop? Why are the lights still off? Why haven't you switched over? There's no big load on. You should have switched over because you're on. Your AC is off. But even still. Okay, now you're on. Oh, and now you're on. I had shut it off. I had shut everything off. The arrays are on. AC is on. Boom, boom, on. Main is on. So I'm feeding back from the grid to these hybrid inverters. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me change this camera angle. So, I don't know why you haven't switched over, buddy. I got 177 volts coming in on that array, 223 on this one, but I've got no, it says battery first. Battery first. Okay, so it's going to charge the battery up before it puts power back into the shop? That doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, so I just got my new data logger in today. This is the original data logger. That's why this is hanging, because I just set it up. So I'm going to leave that up here. I have to set that up. Let me leave that right there. There should be a case that came with that to hang it, like this one has. I might have dropped it. Okay, batteries on, batteries on. I must have a setting. It says battery first. So it must mean that the grid is charging the battery. But I should have lights on here, and I don't have any lights on inside here. So that means this panel is off. Okay, there's some alarm right there. 03 and 28. 03 and 28. Okay, I know 03 is low voltage. Battery low voltage. Let's see what we got here. Make sure I'm on DC. Well, this is auto, so it should. So this has got 3.6 amps going in. That's the negative. This is the negative over here. Let's go over here. Okay, so power is coming back out into these batteries, because now it's minus. So it's got to probably charge these up. Yeah, not even 1 amp coming out of this battery. And a fraction coming out of that battery. Let's see what's going on. Oh, I see your questions here. Live battery bank? No, it is now. I picked up a hydraulic crimper for Harbor Freight years ago to do one-aught cable for automotive. You know, sorry guys, I don't see your questions, man. I apologize. I'm new at this. This is really the second time I've gone live, but I'm new at it. Anyway, this one, I think this one is about, you'll never guess how much this cost. This is a TMB, Thomas & Betts, TBM8 750 to 1. This is about, I'm going to say $7,000. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. I used to tell people, oh, it's $3,000. When I got it, it was about $3,000. And then it was $5,000. So I started saying, oh, yeah, it's $5,000. And then I looked again on Amazon or somewhere, and it was like $7,000 for this. But it is heavy, and it is a great. It crimps by going up. See that? Up, go up, up. You know, one time I had an emergency service on Thanksgiving Eve, and I had to splice 750s, and I was with me and just my son, and man, my forearms hurt for like months after that. I mean, like I really pulled. I mean, you could really muscle these things and damage yourself, hurt yourself, and I did. I mean, I couldn't lift up milk. I'd lift milk up, and I'd be like, ah, like I thought, oh my gosh, I just caused. All right, so I've got very little current. I hear both fans. I'm on a totally rainy day. My solar trackers are gone to sleep. I have about 7 kilowatts of solar coming in. My lights are off in that place. My batteries are on. I see them blinking. They're charging up. Let me get my pal Mr. Book and see what that error is. Okay, so it says I got error 28 and error 3. I think error 3 is low battery voltage, which makes sense because it's concentrating on charging the batteries and not giving an output. However, these are hybrid. This should be taking the grid power and then bypassing or something. There's a setting off here. Okay. Oh, that can't be. Mains input phase error. That's why it's not doing it, maybe. Because it's seeing. So 03, disconnected battery alarm. Battery open. Disconnected battery alarm. That's error. Fault code 3. Battery open. Battery open? That's not battery. Battery ain't open. And that one's on. I see the voltage of the battery. I see the voltage of the battery. So that makes no sense. 28. Is this giving me 28 also? Yeah, it is. Huh. Does that mean that I could have phase A and B backwards on these units? See, look, guys, you're coming along with the ride, right? I'm a licensed electrician. I'm a career electrician. But I don't know this, right? I'm learning this like you guys do, right? That's why I have lugs and stuff laying around, because I have this stuff kind of laying around. And it's a great hobby. I love it. All right, so I know my battery's charged. I know my inverters are working. But again, I don't know why. Let's see if I can push this out of the way a little bit. I'm not sure why you would say that. I mean, I would always would make sure phase A and phase B, you know, or L1. The screw. Look, don't do this stuff. Okay? This is all off. All right? Everything here is off. Don't be doing any electric work. You can always call me, ask me any question. But don't be going into live panels, guys. Right? You see, that's why I love these long screwdrivers, man. Look how I can go one hand, boom, right? Look at that. And that's what I always say. You know, parents will say to me, hey, can my kid be an electrician? Oh, my grandson wants to be an electrician. I say, look, have him work with hand tools. You know, have him work with his left hand. Look, I'm using my left hand here. Have him use his left hand and his right hand. You know, start working with the tools. Screw got stuck. See, that's a different screw. That's not a machine screw. That's a tech screw. All right. You guys want to see inside here? Can you see inside here? You might be able to. Okay, I'm on that. Okay, so let's do this, right? So we're gonna have, let's say, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A. That's right. It's wrong. So we have interconnecting wires, right? So I've got L1, L2, L1, L2, L1, L2, L1. It is. So let's shut that off. I'm going to shut off one, and I'm going to switch them around. In fact, I'm going to do this. I'll shut both off, and I'm going to switch the two. Power's off here. Everything is off. So, and I always use one hand whenever I work into a live panel, guys. It's not live, I'm sorry, it's off. But it's a great way, great habit, because what I don't want to do, I don't want to come in contact with anything live and have my elbow here. That's why this is on wheels, and if it wasn't raining, I'd have it pushed out of the way, but it's wet here. So that's why the code does not allow you to have anything in front of what you're working on. So I'm going to use one hand, because with one hand I can touch anything live, right? I've got rubber sole shoes, you know, or I could put down a mat, right? So there's no way current's going to run through my body and shock me. That's rule number one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my long screwdriver, and I'm going to go to the phase A, L1 of just one unit, and I'm going to switch them. And it's funny because I purposely looked at that and made sure the red was on the top and the black wire was on the bottom, but it still was different because of the spacing in the panel. So because that I had a single pole breaker on the top, L1 of the two pole breaker actually became L2. I know it sounds confusing, but it's really not. All right, so I've loosened them up, and I've got my, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy out. And let's dress up these stranded wires a little bit. Now, when my inverters are set up, this is L1 and this is L2. So both outputs of L1 and L2 go together into L1. All right? It needs to see the same current running on both legs. If it doesn't, it'll just trip off. If you put a load on it, it will trip off. All right. Let's put this on. Okay, so we're going to go up. Yeah, I got one hand. I'm going to make sure it's in really good, which it is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my long screwdriver. I'm going to tighten it. Now I'm going to put my screwdriver on and slowly tighten it. But what I will do is I'm going to put a little pressure on the wire with my other finger, carefully. This is the difference between an electrician and not. Now this is dead panel, it's not live, but just to show you. So I don't want that wire to come out as I'm tightening it. That's perfect. So once it gets a nice bite, then you can let go and then torque it down. And again, guys, that's why I can see how much torque I can get with this screwdriver. All right, that's one. Now we're going to do L2. It's a little bit messed up on the end. Let's fix that. This is number 8 wire on a 40 amp breaker. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, that's in there. Get it started. I'm not making sure I'm not touching anything. screwdriver in here, start it off. Good. And muzzle it down. Man, I can almost break this breaker in half. I can get so much torque on it. We got square E, QOs. Okay, now we're ready to turn it on. Okay, P1 and P2. Let's see if that error goes away.